Windsor-Tecumseh.
Thank you, Speaker. My question this morning is to the Premier. Good morning, Premier. Southwestern Ontario is home to some of the most beautiful countryside in Ontario. It includes prime farmland that feeds
The member from Simcoe North will come to order. And the member from Glengarry Prescott Russell will come to order. I wouldn't take it any further, please. Please finish your question.
Thank you, Speakers. To the Premier, I'm talking about the farmland in southwestern Ontario that feeds Ontario watersheds that flow into three Great Lakes. It also includes the northwestern tip of the Marcellus Shale, the same rock formation that hosts fracking operations in Pennsylvania and West Virginia and have caused so much environmental devastation. Recently, the governments of Quebec, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland and Labrador and New Brunswick have taken action to address this new environmental threat. Will the government follow their lead and impose a moratorium on fracking?
Thank you, Premier.
Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry.
Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry.
Well, Speaker, thank you very much, and I want to thank the member for the question. It's interesting. I was wondering if perhaps at some point we'd hear a question on this issue in the House, and I'd asked my staff some time ago to provide me with as much information as is possible. Indeed, if a question had arisen on this particular issue. It's a sensitive issue. I know that the Minister of the Environment and Climate Change also takes specific interest in this issue. What I can tell you is that should there be a need to move forward with this process in Ontario, that there is legislation in effect, I believe it's called the Oil and Gas Act, that would be required to be changed before fracking could be allowed in the province of Ontario. What I can tell you right now, Speaker, is that there are no applications, as I understand it, because I've asked my staff to get back to me on this, currently before my ministry or any other ministry that I'm aware of. So currently nothing before us, and in fact I'm told if in fact there was, it would require legislative change before it could move forward.
Here. Supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. The American company Lone Pine is suing the Quebec government under the North American Free Trade Agreement for loss of future business due to its moratorium on fracking. Lone Pine believes it has the right to frack under the St. Lawrence River. If Ontario doesn't take action now, other companies will lay claim to our countryside and then claim a permanent right to frack before we know what the environmental risks are. At least two companies are considering fracking in southwestern Ontario. Will the government impose a moratorium on fracking now before it's too late?
Thank you. Minister.
Well, Speaker, as I mentioned in the original question, as I understand it right now, and I will check further, but I've asked this question and I've been told that should anybody look to be trying to move forward with fracking in the province of Ontario, in fact, legislative change would be required. So that, I guess, if it's accurate, would mean that a moratorium at this point is unnecessary. Having given the fact that the members raised the question, I will endeavour again to look into this to be sure what I'm conveying to you is in fact accurate. But as it stands today, the information that's been provided to me when I asked for it indicates very clearly that right now you cannot go forward and frack in Ontario unless there's legislative change in the province of Ontario.